Hello everyone, I'm Ekaterina Nikitina and you are on my channel Nikitina Expert, where I'm meeting with international real estate experts all over the world. And if you're interested in overseas properties, please consider subscribing to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the wonderful project in Lisbon, Portugal. In order to discuss this topic, I invited Chitra Stern, the CEO of Martinhal Residences and United Lisbon International School. Thank you very much, Chitra, for joining our webinar.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. Could you please tell us a little bit more about your company? How many completed projects you have already in your portfolio?
So we have 4 resorts and hotels in Portugal so far, in Sagres, Quinta do Lago, Cascais, and Chiado. And Martinhal Residences is our 5th project here in Portugal. It's a branded residences project, and it is in construction. When you go online, you will see the progress of the construction. And we also have the United Lisbon Education Hub, of which the United Lisbon International School is part of. So
that's great.
These are the projects we have in Portugal. Thank you.
That's great. Amazing. Could you please tell us a little bit more about the project itself, the location, the area, how the project is presented, its apartments, just a little bit more details?
Sure. So Martinhal Residences is in a prime location in the city of Lisbon. It is at the Park of Nations, Parque das Nações, in Lisbon. It is a beautiful area within Lisbon. It has a fantastic transport hub, which is the Orient Station, which has trains, underground metro, as well as bus station. It has, it's very self-sufficient. It has lots of restaurants, bars. It has a fantastic shopping center called the Vasco da Gama Shopping. It has schools and a casino. It really has lots of entertainment. It has a large entertainment venue called the Altice Arena, where pop stars and jazz singers like Michael Bublé. I watched Michael Bublé when he came there. I also watched U2 when they were there. So it's really a fantastic modern part of Lisbon, and it's right at the river Tagus. And the river at this point where Park of Nations is, you see it's something like 20 kilometers across. So it really looks like the sea. It feels like you're living at the sea. And it has one of the longest bridges in Europe as well. There's a 17-kilometer bridge just at the end of Park of Nations that connects to the other side of the river. So, and sports facilities, I mean, there's tennis, there's football, a skate park, a pump track for biking. There's lots to do in this area. And that is the location. It's literally, less than 10 minutes from the airport as well. So very, very well located in the city of Lisbon. And for those who don't know Lisbon, it is a modern European capital, but it's just the right size. It's not too big, it's not too small. It has everything that you need, and it's easy to navigate around the city.
Mm-hmm. Great. So what about the complex, the residential complex itself? It is like 1 or 2 buildings. How many stores? Is it presented by apartments or?
So it has. It's a beautiful apartment complex designed by Eduardo Capinha Lopes, an architect who has really worked with us to create. It's a 14-story building. On the ground floor, you have a restaurant, a reception, and pools, swimming pools. You've got a sort of a hotel entrance. It's a branded residences, so you have really 24/7 concierge services for the people who live in the building, as well as the first few floors, which have studios, which we are selling to be rented back into the inventory as hotel rooms. So it's a beautiful building. In the future, it will have a green facade with olive trees. So it will be a very special building to live in. It's a landmark building. And it's really luxury apartments that we're building with the finest materials, beautiful kitchens, and to live in the capital, also so close by to our 5 minutes away. We're developing the United Lisbon Education Hub, but the school has opened. The United Lisbon International School opened last September, and we have 150 students across 22 different nationalities already. And in the building, as well as in the school, we have owners and Russian students. And I think the Russians like our product very much. They like the services that we offer, the ease. They know our Martinhal brand. One of the buyers has stayed in our hotels before. They like the service very much. So we're an established hotel brand in Portugal now for the last 10 years, and we have focused on the luxury end of the family market. So this is another appealing point about about buying with us.
Mm-hmm. So, and regarding the internal, let's say, infrastructure, as you say that, what facilities you have in the building, just to resume.
Yeah. So in the building itself, we have a kids club, we have 2 swimming pools, an indoor one and an outdoor one, and we have a restaurant which has inside and outside seating. And behind the building, there is a connection to the public park, which is right behind us. It is called the Cabeça dos Rolos, and it's a beautiful park. So the facilities in the building are one thing, but we also have, in front of us, the river and all the other things that are the Park of Nations. And within the building, we also offer concierge services. There's 24/7 attention. It's hassle-free. If your Wi-Fi stops working, there's someone there immediately. Even in Martinhal Sagres, we've even helped replace a dishwasher for one of the owners very quickly. So it's service living, which is very special. And we look after the owners who live in the building as well as hotel guests.
You mentioned that you have some studios on some first floors, which you take in a rental pool. Could you please tell a little bit more about the options what your client might have? So as far as I understood that there are some options to invest and you will rent it out, manage. And some apartments a client can use for their own use, let's say, to live with the family.
Yes, so the studios on the first few floors are designed as investment units, and we have very few left actually to sell. We have sold very well in the last 2 years. It was designed as a golden visa investment. People have bought 2 to make the golden visa investment happen. And they get a 3% return on the purchase price. And they don't pay the condominium fees, and we look after the apartment as we are in the hotel business. And this location has lots going on. We will be renting the studios out as hotel rooms.
Mm-hmm. So, and you said that 3% per year, and for how many years? So, is it a guaranteed return as far as I understood?
Yes, it is for 6 years. And we designed it as 6 years because that is the length of time that the golden visa residence, you keep the residence for 6 years, and then you're eligible to apply for a passport. And at that stage, you don't need to own the apartment anymore. Some people might wish to keep it. The idea is to come up with another lease back after 6 years. Mm-hmm. And what is not included in the 3%, of course, is the condominium fees that we will be paying on behalf of the owner, or we will look after the condominium fees.
Mm-hmm. So that's let's say
an additional benefit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the owner also gets to use. For the golden visa to meet the requirements of the golden visa, you have to visit on average once 1 week a year, Portugal. And the buyers actually can use that week in any one of our hotels, resorts. So that's an added benefit that isn't in the 3%. And, we've already had buyers of previous projects who have spent 1 week in our different hotels and, managed to see, to discover part of the country that they might not have visited.
It means that he's not, a client who bought, let's say, this studio, he's not able to live in this studio because you are renting it out, but he might live in one of the hotel you will offer during a year for a week, for 7 days. Correct?
1 week, yeah, because you have to visit Portugal. It's actually 2 weeks every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it can be 1 week every year for 6 years. So, people get to stay in their apartment, but or another apartment in the another studio in the building, or they could choose to visit Sagres and stay in an equivalent apartment there. The idea is we really look after our owners. They are, we call it our Ambassadors Club, the Martinhal Ambassadors Club. You will get some other benefits. If you want to go on a longer holiday to Martinhal Sagres, for example, you will be able to get a good price. And really, our owners are in very close touch with our Ambassadors Club manager. Because even small things they might ask, organize some shopping for them, and these are the concierge services that we are talking about before they arrive, to have everything stocked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And so regarding the prices and how many square meters for this studio, and also for, let's say, one or 2 or 3 bedroom apartments, which other types of the floor plans you have?
Right. So, I'm not able to remember everything, but certainly the starting price is 300,000 for a studio. That much I know. But there are other, so many other sizes in apartments. And we have, for example, a penthouse on the top floor, measuring 195 square meters at 2.7 million euros. So, we have different apartments. The best is to write to us. It depends on the size of your family and what kind of apartment you want to buy.
Just to resume, the studios, which you have not a lot left, let's say, you can rent it out, and the rest of the apartments, like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, the owner, they can use like for a whole year, for example, and they can.
They live in them. Yes, but this is usually if someone wants to buy the investment product, they buy on the first few floors. If they want to live, they buy on the upper floors. But 1 or 2 cases, we might consider a rental share if the person only wants to live here for 6 months. But I would say most of the buyers are buying to live in the upper floors.
Mm-hmm. And how do you deliver apartments? So they are finished and furnished? Or they're finished and not furnished?
They're finished. They're finished because a lot of, we have an in-house designer who is helping us design all the lower floors. So if someone wants advice, we have advice to do the furnishing, but it is fully fitted. That's how people will buy the apartment. With kitchen and old, bathrooms. But furnishing, they have to buy, do it themselves. But we can help you. If someone needs help, we present a budget. And if they like what we show them,
And this is for both, so for apartments and for the studios, let's say.
Oh, the studios are fitted out. Sorry, the studios are all furnished. You don't have to do anything more.
Yeah. Okay. And
the investment units, yeah.
So they're furnished. So what about, are there any restrictions for foreign buyers to buy property in Lisbon?
I am not aware of any restrictions.
Okay, so there are no.
We are we're welcoming foreign investment. Of course, the golden visa for Lisbon will end on the 1st of July this year. But as long as the person has made, transferred the minimum of 500,000 euros. So if it's 2 studios, for example, it's 600,000. But as long as they've transferred the first 500,000 and signed the promissory contract, the lawyer can kickstart the application process for the golden visa. Mm-hmm. So I would say that's the only restriction for Lisbon, that the golden visa ends. But it doesn't stop people buying to come and live. The golden visa is convenient for those who want it as a plan B and, spend 1 week a year in Portugal to hold on to the residence program. It's a very attractive residence program, to only live or to be in the country for 1 week a year. However, there are other buyers who are buying to live and there's no restrictions. You can just buy and live here and apply for a residence permit because you're living here permanently. So, I would say for those who want to move here, the end of the golden visa is not a problem.
Mm-hmm. And also, as we started talking about the golden visa, as you said, that it's possible to get a golden visa if a client is buying for over 500,000 euros. And because that now it's quite difficult to travel, is it possible to make all the procedure online, to buy online, and to apply for a golden visa before June 2021?
Yes, it is. So there are clients who appoint their lawyer, give their lawyer the power of attorney to actually sign the promissory contract, to open their bank account, apply for the tax number, etc. And they can actually, the lawyer is allowed to kickstart the process. So, you can actually do that immediately. The only thing that you need to appear in Portugal for is the collection of the biometric data, the eyes, the fingerprints, etc. So, the lawyer can make an appointment for the buyer even in, after the 1st of July. So as long as the promissory contract is done before, and you can do that through a power of attorney, give your lawyer a power of attorney to do that. And then he can help you kickstart the process.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. And the next question is regarding the payment schedule, payment plans. As we discussed already, if a client wants to obtain a residence permit, so he has to pay immediately the whole amount, this minimum 500,000 euros. But if, for example, he's not interested in a golden visa, so he's paying according to the construction stages, or he has to pay also immediately all of them?
No, the normal payment structure is 30% on signing of promissory contract, and then another 30% 6 months after the signing of the promissory, and the last 40% is upon signing of the deed. On completion. Good. Yeah.
And let's talk about the buying process. Let's say there is a client who would like to buy an apartment from your wonderful project. And what is the next steps?
So the next step is really to contact our sales department. Sarah Allen is in charge of real estate sales. I would say you would have to look at the plans of the different properties, and then choose the apartment. There is a Katerina that also works for us. You would be contacting Katerina, and she can do the view. She's been doing viewings using WhatsApp video or FaceTime to show the layout and the views of the apartments. So I would say, it's you can immediately start choosing your apartment, and then choose your lawyer to help you open a bank account here, organize your tax number, and then once you transfer the money, he can organize the promissory contract. It's relatively simple. I think taking into account now the travel restrictions that we have at the moment, the good thing is we do have solutions as well.
So you can make like a letter or something for the clients to come.
We can make a letter if the clients want to come. We can write a letter to say you can actually travel on business as well. So, that this person is traveling to buy this particular apartment, and Emirates is flying at the moment. So I would say, if a client is willing to travel, it is possible. We can. Yes, because it counts as essential travel for someone who wants to make an investment in a property in Portugal.
Mm-hmm. So what about the additional costs when the person is buying and then when he owns? You said that the maintenance fee is not included. So how much is it approximately, let's say, from?
So it is included for the lease back on the first few floors if someone wants to buy it as a Plan A Golden Visa investment, but it's €4 per square meter of apartment size. So it depends on the apartment size, obviously. And this includes a lot of extras. I'm just reading. It has more than what the standard condominium would have because, as a branded residence product, we include the access to the TV system in the building, access to the internet, and also 24 hours security, a concierge service, and access to the indoor and outdoor pool and leisure facilities. So that's the €4 per square meter. We expect a reservation fee. Once you confirm your interest in an apartment, there's a €5,000 reservation fee. The rest, as I said, you can instruct your lawyer to do the due diligence, complete hopefully in a better time. I hope that by early next year, that the COVID pandemic has really subsided. And the other costs that you will face are taxes. So in total, around 8% of extra costs, I would expect. That includes the stamp duty and taxes, lawyer, notary fees, etc. And if you apply for a golden visa, that's of course additional cost, and that depends on your family structure, how many dependents you want to apply for, etc. But what I can tell you is living costs in Lisbon are so much more attractive than in several other cities.
Mm-hmm. This I heard actually that anyone from Lisbon, from Portugal, with whom I have a conversation, they're so amazed by lifestyle in Portugal. That's really good country and good city to live with a family, not only spend some weeks per year, but live permanently.
It is an amazing lifestyle. I myself am a foreigner here. I originally come from Singapore, and I'm a British citizen. I lived in London for 12 years. My husband is Swiss from Zurich, and we find this country amazing to live in, and the lifestyle is really good. The weather is very temperate. It's not too hot in the summer. It's not too cold in the winter. People are lovely. They're very welcoming of foreigners. It's a very open, tolerant, liberal society. We have, access to so many, we're so many other cities. We're between the US, South America, and, you've got Africa and the rest of Europe and the Far East. So the location is amazing. And Portuguese food, wine, it's really wonderful. And it's a very cosmopolitan city. There are a lot of other foreigners living here. So I would say for Russian people who want to live in a cosmopolitan city that is a capital city, but not too big, in a warm area, this is amazing. And another thing that many people find surprising, foreigners, is that English is so widely spoken here. So that's another great benefit of moving to Lisbon. Portugal is a small country. It's like Singapore or Switzerland. We need to be open to different languages, and I think this is one of the big reasons. And people are genuinely nice, they immediately ask you whether you speak Portuguese or you prefer in English. And so, we have found it really nice to live in Portugal. And as I say, the international school, why we decided to develop an international school is because there is a need. There's so many foreigners moving to Lisbon that this was much needed. And this part of Lisbon didn't have an international school. So it was an obvious investment for us to make. And we're developing it as a leading international school. We're doing a lot of tech for kids. We've got a makerspace, a 3D printer in the school. We've got from kindergarten to grade 9 now, but we're building up grades 10, 11, 12. So the first kids will graduate from school in 2024. It'll be an international baccalaureate and IB school. So it's
amazing. Really, it's really amazing.
Yeah, and a couple of parents even told us, they wanted to move to Europe. They looked for new international schools in Europe because they wanted their kids to integrate easily. And they chose Lisbon because of our international school. So I am very proud of this.
That's really great. That was why this question was in the list of my questions, because it is important for the clients who are moving the family. It's very important to have an international school, a good one nearby. That's really big advantage of your project. And what about the prices, by the way, in Lisbon? Is it a good time to invest right now?
I would say it is an excellent time to invest. I mean, Knight Frank, I'm sure you're aware of the report, which was done last year, pointed to Lisbon as being one of the 4 cities in the world where prices would actually stay the same and then go up after 2021, after the pandemic, because of supply, supply and demand. There's a small supply compared to the demand for living in Lisbon. So it's an absolute great time to buy because the prices will only go up after this. And especially in a location like Martinhal Residences, we've already sold over 60% of our apartments. So yeah,
that's great. So my congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a very nice project, really, and the location and the school is very close, and the quality, and also like the concierge service, and it's not just the complex. It's like a small city, let's say.
We're very, very happy with this. And actually, we ourselves will be moving to this building when it's completed with our family. So we're looking forward to, having nice neighbors. And, for a lot of people, it's important that the developer is going to be living in the building because we believe in it so much and we've worked so hard on it that, we will be moving into it ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chitra, for such a detailed conversation. So everyone who would like to get information and presentation of the project, you will find it on the link below. I will put it below the video, and also all my contacts, you will find it there. If you would like to visit the project, please contact me. So thank you very much. That's
thank
amazing.
you, Katerina.